chance to, you know, see everyone come in and leave, and they're so happy with the services that you provide. So what services do you provide here at Citryne Rose?
At Citryne Rose, we are providing more color options for Black women. My hair used to be black, and it was like a black stand. I was like, I would never color my hair. I gotta stay black.
Yeah.
And through this whole transformation and transition into Citryne Rose, I was like, you know what, I wanna think outside the box, you know, and that's where I have this color. This is my signature color. Now, I don't know when is the next time I'll ever change my color. I'm into signature looks. Like, I'm not into, like, you know, I know Black women like to play and have fun and like change things up. I think that when you have that signature look, it's just a signature.
Yeah.
So us adding color into the aspects of what we provide, like heavily now, it's changed a lot of like how I want Black women to be able to, you know, find their signature or find their color that enhances their skin tone. So yes, color, single processes, double processes, balayage, foil highlight, foliage, like we're doing all of that, and fantasy colors and like creative work and stuff like that. And we also do curly cuts, flat twist outs and haircuts, silk presses and cuts, and we are going to be offering other services like eye tips and K-tips and tape-ins, and all of that stuff is coming in the future. And I used to be really good. I mean, I'm still really good at doing a good sew-in, but I'm manifesting the team member that is gonna own that position, and it's just gonna be so freaking amazing because like what we're gonna be able to do with these fros and enhance the beauty of like what your hair is actually already doing. Like, I'm just really excited about that.
I love that so much. Yeah, I'm a black stan right now, so I know I'm definitely gonna come here for my next color. I don't know what my signature look is gonna be, but I know that this place is definitely the place I want to make sure I have my first color. I think I'm gonna do like a we'll talk. But okay, so now tell me a little bit more.
I'm seeing ginger.
You think so?
I'm seeing red gold. I'm seeing ginger. I'm seeing.
Don't play with it.
Yes.
A lot of folks, when they are starting their businesses, don't know even what a business model is, or like how to make sure that you have sort of some structure in place to know, okay, this is what's going to happen here and there. And I'm sure this was all a learning process. I think a lot of times folks kind of get, and I'm including myself here, you know, get a little intimidated by what will happen next and the ambiguity of it all. So how do you find comfort in ambiguity, or like not knowing what's next, or not knowing exactly how to move forward? And is it sort of the trust that you have, the faith that you have? Like, I would like to hear more about that.
Well, what I do is like I'll put my idea to play a little bit. Like, I'll let it play. Now, let me see how this plays out. You know, and I get information from that. How it plays out, how do I feel about it, what will I change, like, you know, what didn't I like what didn't I think about, like, so if you don't put an idea to play, you're not going to know what you don't like. So it's just like, even if it's just an idea, even if it doesn't take off, you're just like, oh, I didn't like that idea, scrap that, let's try this. No one could stop you. You're the entrepreneur, you're the boss. So like so you can essentially do whatever you want. Just put the idea to play, let it play around, and you're just like, okay, do I like what this idea is doing? If you don't like the idea, then just scrap it and just go to the next idea. And if you love the idea, then you keep adding to the idea.
Right. I love that. Is that sort of the advice you would maybe give to yourself, if you could like talk to yourself years and years and years ago around like how to make this all work? Is that sort of the advice you would give to, you know, younger Julie, or what other advice would you give to her if you could?
The advice that I would give to her is that there are many resources that you do not necessarily have access to. This is why you're struggling with the answers to your questions. So like, I just started a business, got an LLC, looked up stuff on YouTube, and then I was just like, oh, what do I do with taxes? Like, you know, like I was really confused, and just like being first generation, it's confusing. You know, like it was a longer process for me because my parents just didn't know. You know, like they didn't know which direction to point me in. So what I would say to my younger self is that there's just like a ton of resources. And you know, the way that I got my resources even now is through my clientele. I love my clients. I love my clients. They are superstars to me. Like, you know, all of the resources that I've gotten have mainly been from my clients. All of the answers and the help and just the direction. I'm so thankful. Yeah.
I love that so much. You have so many ways of getting information, and I think a lot of times folks kind of look at it as, I need to go to a textbook and figure out exactly what it is I need to do, or they're relying only on YouTube or only on like friends and family. But you're right, there are so many avenues that you can go about getting resources and information so that you can successfully run your business.
Being that, you know, we're first generation, it's very hard to convince, you know, your parents that what you're doing is going to be successful in American culture. Their culture is just lawyer, doctor, engineer, so they're not understanding why you would do anything outside of that. My dad is an entrepreneur. His business name is Dastine Home Improvements, and he's had that business since I was a baby. Like, since I was born, it's been a business. So I don't think that he saw himself like someone that like I could look up to. He, my family generationally comes from building. Like, they built their actual neighborhood in Haiti. So their whole entire community knows them as builders, but like that's not something that they glorify. So like I don't think that my father saw it as something like, oh, like wow, like I'm an entrepreneur in the United States. He's killing it. Like he has had so many clients, has done so much major projects, always was like, you know, bankrolling in my opinion. And it's unfortunate that he didn't see that he was living the American dream already by being an entrepreneur. And he just didn't have the connections and the resources for him to understand that like this is the American dream. Like what you're doing is the American dream. So when I told him that I wanted to go to beauty school, he wasn't supportive because he felt that I was like way too intelligent to just go to beauty school. He's just like, why are you going to beauty school? Like, okay, like let me know when you're ready to go to college because like this is you're gonna burn out and this isn't gonna make any sense. But he begrudgingly supported me and still helped me get the loan, and now today he's just like super proud because I just don't think that they had the vision to see what, you know, what could come of being independent, being an entrepreneur, or doing hair or doing something unconventional, because we're first generation. So, you know, it's not necessarily their fault, but it's for us, we want the support, you know, as first generation, we're American and living in a Haitian culture. So it's like, we want the support, but like, we're not going to get it the way that actual Americans will get it because they're just not understanding like, what's the goal here?
So tell me a little bit more about the community aspect. I know you mentioned that, and building a team and wanting to support your team and making sure that they have the basic skills and then eventually being able to get clients of their own. Why is that so important to you?
It's so important to me because it's a model that I don't see in Black culture. I feel like there's this fear amongst like salon owners of giving their skills to others, and them being able to take the clientele and like go somewhere else. But understanding like corporate and actually entrepreneurship and like business structure, like what I've done with Citryne Rose, I'm not concerned about that. You understand what I'm saying? Like you'll have those concerns if you don't have the structure, right? So it's just like, why am I showing this girl all this stuff? Is she just gonna promise me that she's gonna stay in my promises? No. You know, we need to make sure that we have all the logistics down so that like we could be secure in our investments in the community. And my style is, I'm just like, look, I'm here to support you. You know, I'm here to support you, and that will translate into what you make. Like, you'll see yourself grow in my support of you and being able to market you to everyone else and show like, look at what this woman could do. Come book her. Go to Citryne Rose. Go book her. And giving that to my community, like how I've seen it reflect in my team's like households. Like I have one team member that's been with me since JHB, and to watch her flourish, she's on vacation right now for a full-on 5 days. And she gets paid very, very well, and it's everything that I wanted out of a salon. Like I wouldn't have had a Citryne Rose had someone given me the opportunity that I'm giving to others. I would just want to be on a team and just have fun doing hair. You know, so during the pandemic, I learned all the skills that I needed to build my confidence in being that CEO that could provide this to the community and could stand by her word and just be like, hey, rock with me for a second. Like let's build you out. And I promise you, you're gonna have a life that isn't, you know, paycheck to paycheck, or that isn't like, oh, you have to do booth rent, because I don't do booth rent. You know, it's commission based, it's hourly, and you know, and it's weekly pay. So for me, there are a lot of other factors that other stylists don't want to have to think about. Taxes, corporate tax. As entrepreneurship, if it goes left, you go left. Your team, they're gonna be all right. You know, but the burden of everything that comes with the company is mainly on me, which I'm confident in.
we definitely want to end off by talking about, you know, any advice or tips you have for aspiring entrepreneurs, people who are maybe still trying to figure out what is next for them, trying to take the plunge. You know, do you have any advice, not even just for folks who identify, especially for folks who identify as first generation immigrants, you know, who are maybe don't have all the resources and tools to navigate entrepreneurship? Do you have any advice for them?
My advice to them would definitely be find your tribe. Find some people that you really trust, like with your dreams, because you can't really talk about that stuff with everyone. Me finding my tribe has been such a place of like solace. It's just like I'm able to just say what I want to say and get the support that I need. So like if you have an idea and you feel like it takes more than one person, I think any entrepreneur needs more than one person. No man is an island, you know, and even while I thought that I was doing well by myself, I'm so much better. I'm so much better with a tribe, with a team, like with people to bounce things off, people to share with, like, you know, share in abundance, share in finances, share in laughter, share in love, share in ideas, you know, that collectivist, you know, Citryne is the collectivist mindset, which is just like, we're moving as a collective. There's no one left behind, you know, and my advice to anyone is to keep that mindset, that collectivist, like, okay, like who's actually in agreement with where I'm going and who's actually doing what I'm doing that I could identify with, you know, that way, you know, you have the energy necessary to keep the dream alive in your mind and not think that it's not attainable.
Check it.